Welcome to Bourbon School. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Brian. And today we are going to take a look at the final bottle in Maker's Mark's wood finishing series, the BEP.
All right, so today Brian and I are going to look at these two versions of Maker's Mark. And we know historically, like, we try to avoid these harder to find bottles. And today we kind of want to do a comparison, a side by side. One of these is more expensive than the other, of course, this one. But is it worth it if you see this somewhere, this bottle that is more difficult to find?
Right.
Is it worth it to pick it up, or is it just more cost effective and you're not going to notice a lot of taste difference if you just stick with a regular old Maker's Mark?
Right. And the reason we picked the cask strength is because that's 109.3 and this is 110.
Yeah.
So we figured we'd grab another Maker's Mark that's similar and kind of really get into how are they different. Because there's been a lot of talk about the BEP, and I've had it and it's good, and you've got a bottle waiting for you.
One of my treasures that you got.
That's right, from Kentucky.
Yeah.
So, and it's funny, this was all over Kentucky. We saw it at Maker's Mark. We saw it at several liquor stores. Most liquor stores and Maker's Mark were selling it for about $70, although I did find one liquor store that was selling it for $100.
Oh, ew.
So they were really trying to capitalize on the hype around this bottle. And like I said in the intro, it's the last bottle in the wood finishing series. There's a lot of people who have loved this series of Maker's Mark. And so let's find out today.
Is it worth it?
Yeah, is it really worth almost double the price of just the Maker's cask strength? So on the left, Lauren, we've got the regular Maker's cask strength.
Okay.
And on the right, we've got the BEP. So let's go ahead and why don't we start with the cask strength?
Okay.
I'm going to have a little water first.
That's not a bad idea.
Cleanse the palate. All right, let's see here.
It's a little lighter in color than the other.
Yeah, it is definitely. And that's, I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but it is the BEP is definitely a little darker, and it actually looks a little more viscous as well. Like it looks like it might be a little thicker. But anyway, let's start with the cask.
Oh, I mean, it's good.
It's this is so dependable.
Yeah, and I'm kind of disappointed because, you know, we filmed our Manhattan review.
Yeah.
And I didn't like my Maker's Mark in the Manhattan.
You know what, though? I bet it was standard Makers. I bet you if you put that cask strength in there, it would stand up a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, you're probably right. It has a higher proof.
Yep.
This is so good. I mean, like you said, it's reliable. It's moderately priced.
Yes.
And you can get it anywhere. It's never going to be off the shelf, right?
Yes. And for me, this is where I start buying Maker's Mark. I'm not a huge fan of standard Maker's Mark. I'm not a huge fan of standard Maker's 46. I do like the cask strengths of both of those. Yeah. So I think this is and maybe if you don't like the hotter stuff, Maker's is a great place to start. But for me, this is a starting point. The cask strength is where I start. Okay. So now let's get into the BEP and see if there's a comparison. And I have tried this, and it is very, very good, but I think it's valuable to assess it against something else that may be similar.
There are subtle differences in the flavors, I would say. This is has a little less heat on the back. The aftertaste is very similar to...
I just think the initial flavor of this is so much richer. It's really nice. It's definitely like heavier in your mouth, like thicker.
Yes, and I can feel it kind of in my. It travels.
It goes right up your nose.
It goes right up.
Yeah, that ethanol
way,
burn. Yeah, no, I think it's definitely a good thing.
You know, I know you prefer this one, but I don't see a huge difference. And for $35,
I got to try the BEP
stands up.
again. I definitely think it does. I mean, it is, like we said, it's practically the same proof point. For all intents and purposes, it is the same proof point. There is definitely a more premium mouthfeel and flavor profile in the BEP. So the question is it worth double the price? And is it worth going to try to find it?
I say no. Are you going to disagree? I mean, it's very good. It's delicious.
Yeah. It's a hard one.
Let's put it this way. If you've got it in the budget.
Yeah.
And you're looking to try something that's a cut above.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, and that's the thing I'm kind of sitting here struggling with, because we are like the anti-FOMO people. Like, don't go ever buy a bottle because everybody else is buying it and you just feel like I need to have that bottle. I've done that, and it's terrible because there are several bottles here that I probably won't buy again.
Give them to me and I'll just drink them.
Yeah, she'll drink them. I don't know that this is like pound for pound against the Maker's Cask Strength. I don't know if this is double the price better.
No, I don't think so. But you know what? The more I'm sipping it, the more delicious it's tasting.
But
okay, so now that we've tasted both, what do you think our final recommendation is?
I think I'm going to say it's nice to have on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can like have it as like a special pour.
Mm-hmm.
But I will also say do not travel across the state to find it. And if you can't find this is just fine. Mm-hmm. I think that's my final recommendation.
Yeah, I think like you've been saying, it's not worth double the price.
No.
And it's a half step better.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah.
But it's not a big enough difference that you need to travel extensively or pay, more than you can, when this isn't quite an affordable, easy to find bottle.
Right. And I think that's been our whole thing this whole time is like, if you're a casual bourbon drinker, is this something you need to have? And it's just probably not. It's something that's nice to have, but it's not a need to have. And if your shop doesn't have it, just grab a Cask Strength, because Cask Strength is really, really nice.
It really is.
And if you want to add another dimension to it, what we really should have done is a Maker's 46 Cask Strength against this, because I will tell you right now, I would put out there that would blow either one of these away. It's delicious. It's fantastic. So, anyway, Maker's BEP, good, very good.
But not great.
Yes, exactly. All right, if you liked our content, please like, subscribe, share, hit the bell for notifications.
So you never miss another episode of Bourbon School.
All right. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.